I predict what will happen is people will only watch well-established channels that everyone knows is real. I mean, I think there's going to be, I don't think so. I mean, because, you know, we constantly get new creators that kind of pop up on short form that kind of, you know, grow. I mean, you know, what ends up happening is that older streamers, they get more complacent and try less things. Look, I'm very much guilty of this. When 25-year-old Connor had a bit more ferocious appetite for doing weird shit and seeing what worked, right? Whereas now I feel a lot more comfortable in what I'm doing and the types of content I make. So, you know, there's always going to be new streamers because there's always going to be a lot of people who are constantly willing to kind of throw everything at it. And there was a period of time where, you know, obviously when I was starting content, I was willing to literally like give every waking moment to YouTube and content creation that I'm not willing to give now. Because now I realize, well, look, if I get to 30 and the only thing I've ever done is this, I am a boring person who has lived a boring life because all I've done is dedicate my entire life to making YouTube videos and streaming, which, you know, is a choice. And look, I would be successful, but I would be boring. And I feel like being a boring person is it's such a disservice to do that to yourself. You gotta live a life. You gotta do things. Bro, you've done so much in pursuit of that. I don't think you could ever say you've had a boring life. Okay, that's a great point. And I really love this discussion. And I always talk about this with streamers a lot. Okay, so this is always fun. I always find this really fascinating. Well, obviously, when I'm talking to some of my friends about this, I might name some people as examples. I'm not going to do that because obviously I don't want to hurt some feelings. There are some streamers, right, who only stream, and because of that, they are kind of boring. They don't have any lived experience of doing literally anything else. And like, you can tell when you watch them, in my personal opinion, because all they can talk about and reference is things that have happened on stream, right? Like there's no outside input into their life outside of streaming. And so you kind of like, when you talk to these people and you talk to them like off stream, you're having a conversation, you're like, holy shit, this person doesn't do anything. All they do is go live and play whatever the they play, and there's nothing else. And then look, that's like look, there's nothing wrong with that. You've just decided to do that, and that's how you want to live your life. But for me, it's like when I talk to some people like this, I'm like, holy shit, I don't want that to be my life. I don't want that to be my life. Stop talking about Forsen. Look, Forsen's the GOAT, okay? He's literally the GOAT. They don't have anything else going on. But look, this is like, and a lot of streamers fall into this trap of, you know, because they're maybe popular or whatever it is in their circles, they kind of rest on the fact that maybe they'll get invited to things. Whereas like, you know, like in life, we all have those friends that never arrange anything, but you just gotta be like, hey man, I want to try something new. I'm gonna do some shit. And look, I stream a lot, so I'm telling you, like, I feel like I stream too much, but I am actively trying a lot outside of work to try and get that balance there, because I fear, my biggest fear is to be boring. I have like no stories or anything to tell. So I'm always trying to do some stuff, but yeah, it is. Streaming does kind of take away a lot of your ability to kind of live life and experience things, which doubly worries me that sometimes streamers can't recognize when they're in this trap of like self-fulfilling, you know, you just kind of stream to be interesting, and then your only life experience is in front of the camera. Then a lot of people are kind of learning, especially a lot of younger people are watching these streamers and are like trying to watch someone's life through this lens, and it's like a really warped view of reality. Like it's such an unhealthy way to live. You're essentially watching like a POV Truman Show, and a lot of people are like aspiring to that, you know, and I think that's kind of worrying. But yeah. Oh well, that's my thoughts on it. I don't know how I got on this. Oh, this was someone because I was asking me that I get to do loads of cool shit. I do get to do a lot of cool shit. I get to do so much cool shit that I would never have imagined in my life. But at the same time, that cannot be everything. And I think it's important to have that balance and be grounded in that way and know that. So, yes.